And with that, I'd ask the color guard to approach. If you'd all please rise.
Present, arms. Order, arms. Left, face.
And please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Be seated. Clerk Tamer, please call the roll.
Dunn.
Here.
Hill.
Here.
Halemsky. Here. Jensen. Toludo, absent. Cahill.
Here.
Nudera.
Here.
Park. Here. Conquest, absent. Bastido.
Here.
Mulliner.
Here.
Brennan.
Here.
Verimus, absent. Deuter.
Here.
11 present, 3 absent.
11 present, 3 absent. We have a quorum. On our agenda to item 2.3, a resolution appointing the fire chief for the city of Elmhurst, Illinois. Motion? Alderman Deuter. Second, Alderman Hill. I think we'll do the vote first. I don't think we'll have any discussion at this point. Clerk Tamer, if you would call the roll.
Dunn.
Aye.
Hill.
Aye.
Halemsky.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Toludo, absent. Cahill.
Aye.
Nudera.
Aye.
Park.
Aye.
Conquest, absent. Bastido.
Aye.
Mulliner.
Aye.
Brennan.
Aye.
Verimus, absent. Deuter.
Aye.
11 ayes, 0 nays, 3 absent.
11 ayes, 0 nays, 3 absent. I'm sure those 3 absent would have been voted in the affirmative if they were here. I want to welcome all of the firefighters that are here tonight and Bill's family and others who've come here to bear witness to this most important ceremony as we're about to swear in Bill Anishevitz as our next police chief. Bill, fire chief. Sorry, Chief McLean. Yeah, put the badge back on. Yeah, we were kidding. Yeah, you're good. We're good still. Yeah. I thought I'd rehearsed this already. All right. So Bill has an associate's degree in applied sciences from South Suburban College, a bachelor's degree in fire science management from Southern Illinois University, a master's degree in public administration from Anna Maria College. All the great educational degrees that we look for and appreciate. He's also been involved with several professional organizations, including the DuPage County Fire Chiefs Association, where he served as vice president, the MABAS, which stands for the non-fire people, as the Mutual Aid Box Alarm System, where he was the president. He's been on the Elmhurst Fire Department Strategic Planning Committee. He's with the Illinois Society of Fire Service Instructors and other organizations. Bill brings to us 29 years of fire service, 26 of which were right here in Elmhurst, starting as a firefighter in 1997, moving to the rank of lieutenant in 2004, battalion chief in 2010, deputy fire chief in 2012 and acting fire chief since 2021. So clearly, you have the education, experience, and leadership skills to lead our fire department. I personally come to know you, Bill, and how dedicated you are not only to our fire department, but you have a love and appreciation for Elmhurst, which means a lot to our community. So we appreciate having the opportunity to have you take command of our fire department, and we all know that you're going to give 100% to us. So we're going to take something away from tonight that'll make you happy. That's the word acting from your title. You've been doing the job for a long time, but you're no longer going to be the acting chief. You will be our chief. And with that, I know you will take full responsibility to lead the department and keep it as one of the best in the state. Personally, I'm very proud and pleased to go to the next part of our program, which is the swearing in. So if you'll join me right up here, we'll proceed to that. All right, Bill, do you want to tell us who you've got with you? And there's someone out in the TV land too.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight with me is my family, Beth, our son Will, my aunt and uncle, my dad's brother, my Uncle Jerry and Aunt Ann, my cousin Johnny, and just numerous mentors and coworkers from throughout my career that I can't thank you enough for being here this evening. And to my mom and my sister, my mom who couldn't make it here tonight, she's watching. Thank you. And I appreciate you for everything you've done for me.
Do we have a badge for this guy? Or oh, you've got it. All right. It's like the wedding ring. I was at the wedding Saturday. They forgot the ring. Wait, are we swearing you in, Will? Or stand by. It's not time yet. All right. Raise your right hand. I, Bill Anishevitz.
I, Bill Anishevitz. Do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and the Charter laws of the City of Elmhurst, and I will perform the duties of Fire Chief of the City of Elmhurst to the best of my ability. Thank you, Mayor.
We also wanted to mention, did you mention that your mom is watching?
My mom is watching.
She's watching. Congratulations, Mrs. Anishevitz. All right. She couldn't, sisters, well, they couldn't be here, but they're part of the family. So we're going to take a picture with us, and then you can take one with your immediate family. And if you want to bring your other relatives up, that's up to you. Right, and you can sit down, but Bill, I know that the alderman would like to personally shake your hand and congratulate you, so if you want to start over here and the other officials and...
Switch that up. Gracious Bill, thank you so much.
Mayor, are you confused?
But now you get to tell them.
Oh, to watch the step? Is that what we're supposed to do? Just norms.
It makes my son get right into it.
Congratulations, Chief.
Congratulations. So happy for you.
All right. right. I want to thank you all for coming out and showing the respect and honoring Bill, all your brethren and sistren, or whatever you call that, for being here tonight. You're invited to stay for the rest of the council meeting, or you can go out and celebrate with Bill. It's up to you. But congratulations, Bill. We'll stand in recess for about 2 minutes or so while the color guard removes the flags.
Big rivalry for the brass belt.
All right, we'll call this meeting back to order. It's all downhill from here. So, item 3, receipt of written communications from the public. Is there any member of the public that has a written communication that they would like to present? If you would like to come up and hand that to Clerk Tamer.
Thank you. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Item 4, public forum. Clerk Tamer, has anyone signed up for public forum?
Yeah, there's 4. Yes.
Chief, we actually have to keep that open. Thank you.
We have Rex Irby.
All right. That's good, Mr. Irby, right there.
Good.
Yeah. You have 3 minutes, and if you
How's
just
that?
state your name, address is optional.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, very good.
Rex Irby, 853 Hillside. I think I counted 9 new faces here since the last time I've spoke at a council member meeting. So congratulations to the new members. It's nice to see a lot of new faces, so it's refreshing. Here to talk about water. I know tonight you guys have that on the agenda, talking about the water rates, the CERC bill, et cetera, all within the water system. So we've got a couple of issues that we have to deal with here. So the water use per household appears to be increased in 2021 from the current rate that it is now to what it was. It went up 8% approximately. The 2 prior years, it was 4.1 and 4.9% decreases in the average water use per household. So we've had a major reversal in our trend to the factor of 2x. So the reason is either twofold. Either we have a problem with non-collection of water rates, meaning a whole lot of water that's pumped and we don't get paid, or people are actually running their water faucets more. So it's going to be one of those two, or it could be a combination of the two. I think the big water elephant in the room here is the non-collection amount. It's not in the report. I've been looking through some of the board docs. I haven't really found any measurable numbers. I think we're in a decree where we're supposed to reduce that number, and I haven't seen any numbers showing it being reduced. And so without knowing that number, it's kind of hard to know, are the people running the taps, or are we just not collecting the water because we're leaking? It's got to be one of the two, or the hybrid of the combination. So if it's the water rates and we're not leaking, then that means we have to change our water billing system, in my opinion. That means we need an inverse water billing system to where the more water you use, the more you pay per gallon instead of the other way around. So that's called an inverse water billing system. The Baxter report mentioned it briefly in the water consultation, kind of glossed over it, but many communities are going that way as we speak today. If we don't do that, what is the risk to Elmhurst? Well, we've got communities out like Plainfield, out in the suburban areas who are not on City of Elmhurst water, not City of Elmhurst, they're not on Lake Michigan water. They're still pumping groundwater from the ground, and they're running low on water. They have about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and they will be out. That means they'll have to come onto the City of Chicago water system, and there's a Supreme Court order that we have X amount of gallons we can pump. And so the more people that we let into the Lake Michigan area in the water system, the less there will be for Elmhurst to consume,
Mr.
as
Irby,
well as others.
you're at 3 minutes. I know you have more to say, so if you want to maybe summarize it a little bit more as you go forward.
And so the final 2 points are we're back to 1.5 miles of water main replacement versus our 2.5. So we are behind 9 miles in the next 7 years if we don't pick it up. So we're in arrears right now of 1 mile per year. That's part of the water leak when you don't do the water main. So we have to fix that. That should be in the CERC rate. The CERC rates are, again, we don't have the 5-inch meters. They're combined with the 1-inch meters, which is a material amount of households. So we need to stop subsidizing the larger meters to fix the CERC charge so we can get the water replacement cost into the CERC charge instead of it not being on the CERC charge. Final point is is in summary tonight. When we get to the water rates, it appears the CERC rate is increasing 11%. The volumetric rates are going up over 8%. And if you take the escalation rate average of 7.22 over the next 7 years, an Elmhurst water bill will be $610 every billing cycle. So those are the points that are critical for the council to figure out. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Irby. Clerk Tamer, has anyone else signed up for public comment?
Yes, Dr. John Jevitz.
Dr. Jevitz? Do you need a microphone? Yes, you have to use one tonight. Yeah.
Will County, Joliet, Illinois, Theodore Street. There's a 4-year-old, and he's helping the Will County Sheriff clean up all all the trash on Theodore Street. And the sheriff's on duty because the 4-year-old rode with him every week. A little different society back then. And the 4-year-old asked him, "Grandpa, who are these other guys with us today?" And he said, "Well, that's the mayor of Joliet, that's the city manager, that's the chief of police, and that is the fire chief." And that's part of what they would do every Saturday, but they weren't working. The mayor was on his own time, like our mayor did. So the grandpa told his grandson, me, he said, "John, I want you to remember one thing. If you want to be great, hang around with great people." That's you guys. He says, if you want to have a great life, choose a great community. The best you can find, Elmhurst, #1 in the country, because of you guys. He said, if you do the right thing, give 100%, you're a leader and you honor God, you're going to have a very successful and happy life. That's you guys. So character counts at Elmhurst, what we recently did is, with Elmhurst University, we would have done it with all the students, but we weren't able to buy everybody t-shirts. So we had 150 athletes clean Route 83, Butterfield Road, etc. Everybody got at least one 50-gallon bag. Mayor Levin helped us. His bag was only about 10 gallons. He didn't fill it. He was the only guy. But everybody had a 50-gallon bag. They cleaned Route 83. They helped us paint and clean a Ray Graham house of special needs individuals. This is Elmhurst wrestling, football, and basketball teams. That's the university in Elmhurst, the greatest city to live in the United States. So I want to thank you guys, because if you want to be great, live in this city and hang around with great people like you. And I want you to also, I have to put in a perk. Some call him Mr. Elmhurst, Bob Mills. So he's in his 80s and he's out helping clean up. They know him as Papa Duke. He used to ride Mark on the games with his big flag as Papa Duke. And Jim Nudera, I don't know if you remember, but against Oak Park, he would have his Papa Duke in his convertible. And then he's also known as Hollywood, because he gives the motivational speeches for Elmhurst University games, football games, etc. And he said, they call me Hollywood because in Hollywood anything can happen. And he said, John, in Elmhurst, because you're surrounded by great people, anything can happen. So I want to thank all of you from Character Counts. We've given the fire and the chief and police and all the firemen and other the police officers shirts in the past. We're raising more money to give all of them t-shirts as well. I have t-shirts for you guys tonight. I just want you to see on the front it says Character Counts in Elmhurst. Since the Blue Jays always help us, on the back it says Go Jays, and let's see here. On the bottom it says what you guys do every day. And our police and fire and everyone here. We change lives. God bless you all.
Thank you, Dr. John Jevitz, for the record. Kirk Tamer, is there anyone else that signed up? Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to make public comment that did not have an opportunity to sign in? All right, we will move on from public forum to announcements. Are there any announcements from the dais? There being none, we'll go on to the consent agenda. Is there any item on the consent agenda that an alderman would like to remove, either to vote against or for further discussion? All right, then Clerk Tamer, if you would read the consent agenda, please.
6.1, minutes of the executive meeting of the Elmhurst City Council on September 6, 2022. 6.2, minutes of the executive meeting of the Elmhurst City Council on September 19, 2022. 6.3, minutes of the regular meeting of the Elmhurst City Council on September 19, 2022. 6.4, accounts payable October 3, 2022, total $1,975,063.37. 6.5, report HSA contribution for non-represented employees. 6.6, report digital crime scene scanner purchase. 6.7, report third extended MOU with FOP Lodge 81. 6.8, report York Street and Arthur Street traffic signal modifications, design, build, construction proposal. 6.9, report 2022 sidewalk slab jacking program. 6.10, report water meter purchase. 6.11, report WRF automatic transfer switch design build. 6.12, report Andy Frayne crossing guard renewal contract. 6.13, an ordinance granting variations from the front and corner side yard setback requirements to the property commonly known as 456 East Crescent Avenue, Elmhurst, Illinois. 6.14, an ordinance declaring surplus property and authorizing the deaccession and disposal of the surplus property from the Elmhurst History Museum. 6.15, an ordinance approving and ratifying the execution of a non-exclusive license agreement by and between Elmhurst University and the City of Elmhurst, DuPage and Cook Counties, Illinois. 6.16, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a personal appearance agreement with Heron Talks, Inc. 6.17, a resolution authorizing the issuance of a notice of award and authorizing the execution of a contract for the electrical installation of a license plate reader project, 22-19.
Thank you. I have a motion to put this before the council. Alderman Mulliner with a motion, Alderman Bastido with a second. Clerk Tamer, call the roll, please.
Dunn.
Aye.
Hill.
Aye.
Palumski.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Toledo, absent. Cahill.
Aye.
Nudera.
Aye.
Park.
Aye.
Honquist, absent. Bastido.
Aye.
Mulliner.
Aye.
Brennan.
Aye.
Verimus, absent. Deuter.
Aye.
11 ayes, 0 nays, 3 absent.
11 ayes, 0 nays, 3 absent. And the consent agenda is approved. Moving on to item 7, committee reports, item 7.1. Read the report, please.
It is therefore the recommendation of the Finance, Council Affairs, and Administrative Services Committee that the City Council direct the City Attorney to prepare an amendment to the Municipal Code of Ordinances, changing the water rate, sewer rate, and capital investment recovery charges as outlined above, effective for the usage billed on or after December 1st, 2022. Signed, Bob Dunn, Chair, Noel Toledo, Vice Chair, Jennifer Verimus, Alderwoman Ward 1, and Chris Jensen, Alderman Ward 3.
Thank you. May I have a motion to put item 7.1 before the council? Motion, Alderman Dunn. Second, Alderman Jensen. Alderman Dunn.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. What the report we have before us is the Finance Committee's regular review of our water rates. And with this particular report and the recommendations that are in it, I want to bring to light 3 words to recall and understand why we have an increase in the water rates that we're going to recommend this evening. Number 1 is Chicago. The second word is phosphorus, and the third is COVID. So Chicago, there's three components to the water bill. One is the water itself, the supply that comes from Chicago, and then goes through the DuPage Water Commission that we purchase from for our residents in Elmhurst. The second area of your bill, your expense, is the operating expense, which covers the administration of the wastewater treatment plant, but also our regular maintenance, which is putting in the water mains, which was commented on by our speaker earlier today, and doing the regular yearly maintenance to the system to keep it operating well, and reducing the water leaks, reducing the I&I, the infiltration into the sanitary system by clean water. So that's the second area. The third is the CIRC, the Capital Investment Recovery Charge, and that was instituted probably about 8 years or so ago to cover the debt service, our capital investments for the wastewater treatment plant. So those are the areas that the committee looked at to assess where we are in terms of current and future costs, and how to properly pay for those. So you mentioned Chicago. Chicago supplies our water. As I mentioned, they increased the water rate to DuPage Water Commission by 5%. DuPage Water Commission then in turn is increasing the rate to Elmhurst by 4.2%, so a little bit of a discount on what they saw from the city of Chicago. And the committee has made a recommendation, a policy recommendation for that water rate to make that a pass-through. And it's generally always been, but we wanted to sort of codify that in terms of a recommended policy that would really just be a pass-through. The operating expense, we did Baxter and Woodman had done a study for us, a water rate study a few years ago, and has recommended some rates, especially in those areas, the operating expense, because that's covers more line items than the other two areas. And if you look on page 4 of the report, there is a graph there which spells out our target fund balance and where it is now. And we've been teetering just over zero in recent years, and struggling in the overall municipal utility fund to get that properly funded to get up to our target fund balance. So the committee had recommended for the operating expense to go with the Baxter and Woodman recommendation, which was a 5% increase on the water operating expense, the administration, and a 9% increase on the sanitary side. The sanitary side is the one where we tend to incur more expense, and that tends to degrade quicker because of the environment it's in. So the last item is the CIRC, the Capital Investment Recovery Charge. And that's purely, again, the committee has recommended that we keep that a debt service fee to properly support our investments in capital improvements in the wastewater treatment plant. So, in order to get to our target fund balance, we have a plan to increase the operating expense slightly, hopefully, but the CIRC, because of the massive investment that's required in the second word I mentioned, phosphorus, we had our pool 5 of investment, or bundle 5, I should say, and 6 are strictly phosphorus related, and the investment on that to meet the IEPA and the EPA's requirements for phosphorus are very large. So our bundle 5 initial estimate was $15 million, and that has grown to $25 million, and that's a result of the last word I mentioned, COVID, the inflation due to COVID. There's significant commodity increase. A lot of bundle 5 is related to steel and lining of the tanks in the wastewater treatment plant, so that's gone up. We've also expanded the scope of bundle 5 in addition. So all total, the recommendation for a standard home that uses 9,000 gallons per billing cycle is to increase the water bill $14.89 every other month, which is 7% for the 2-month period. And you can see the breakout of that on the final page of the report. So I ask for your support in this report for this recommendation for water bill rate adjustments, and I'll take any questions that the committee might have, or the council might have.
Thank you, Alderman Dunn. I know the committee put a lot of work into it. I sat on some of those. Any questions or discussion? Alderman Brennan.
Thank you, Mayor. So with respect to the Illinois American Water, I saw the assumption was to assume that they're going to pay a lump sum, which I think is the appropriate, approach to this. But let's say they don't choose to do that. Is this something that we would revisit mid-year, or how would this play out?
Yes, that's a great question, Alderman Brennan. The $1.7 million was a fee or a penalty fee to the Illinois American Water because of overflow, sanitary overflow that they had, and so there is a $1.7 million fee that they're going to pay us. The initial indication was that they would pay us in one lump sum to avoid the interest on the payments, but we are not certain of that. So our assumption here is that they would pay that, and we wanted to roll that $1.7 million into the first 2 years of the CERC to reduce the increase on that, because it's pretty significant. So that would give us less of an increase in that particular line item. If we do not get that, then it becomes a situation where we're going to have to, either adjust the CERC each year or adjust the operating expense to cover for that.
Thank you.
Other comments, discussion? All right, Clerk Tamer, call the roll on item 7.1.
Dunn.
Aye.
Hill.
Aye.
Palumski.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Toledo absent. Cahill.
Aye.
Nudera.
Aye.
Park.
Aye.
Conquest absent. Bastido.
Aye.
Mulliner.
Aye.
Brennan.
Aye.
Veremus absent. Deuter.
Aye.
11 ayes, 0 nays, 3 absent.
11 ayes, 0 nays, 3 absent. 7.1 passes. On to report 7.2. Clerk Tamer, read the report.
It is therefore the recommendation of the Finance, Council Affairs, and Administrative Services Committee to direct the city attorney to prepare the appropriate documents so that the city council authorize the loan from the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency in the amount not to exceed $26,631,976 to fund wastewater capital improvement projects. Signed, Bob Dunn, Chair, Noel Toledo, Vice Chair, Jennifer Veremus, Alderwoman Ward 1, and Chris Johnson, Alderman Ward 3.
Thank you. May I have a motion to put 7.2 before the council? Alderman Dunn with a motion, Alderman Jensen with a second. Alderman Dunn.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. This is a follow-up to the previous report. The Bundle 5, in order to fund that, we want to go out to bid later this year. We are going to apply for an IEPA loan of $26 million, $26.6 million. It would only be up to the value of what was actually spent. So as I mentioned in discussions in the earlier report, the initial estimation was about $15 million for Bundle 5, but with the scope expansion and the dramatic increase in commodity costs, particularly in steel, that has risen significantly. But there's hope with the commodity market settling down, that would come in less than the current estimate. So the good thing about this particular loan is the interest rate of 1.24%. That's a fantastic rate that we get on our IEPA loans. for a 20-year payback on those. So we've been able to fund a lot of investment and upgrades at our wastewater treatment plant through the IEPA loans. So we're asking for the council's support to go ahead and apply for this loan.
Thank you, Alderman Dunn. Discussion on item 7.2. All right, Clerk Tamer, call the roll, please.
Dunn.
Aye.
Hill.
Aye.
Palumski.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Toludo absent. Cahill.
Aye.
Nudera.
Aye.
Park.
Aye.
Conquest absent. Bastido.
Aye.
Mulliner.
Aye.
Brennan.
Aye.
Remus absent. Deuter.
Aye.
11 ayes, 0 nays, 3 absent.
11 ayes, 0 nays, 3 absent. Item 7.2 passes. On to item 8, 8.1, Mayor 11. Just 2 announcements. We had the quarry tour last Saturday for those that were able to make it. I know City Treasurer was there taking notes, and who else do we see? Alderman Jensen, Alderman Bastido, and a couple former aldermen. It's kind of hard to get a space on that tour, but for those in the public or on the dais, when it comes up again in 2 years, it's really worthwhile to see how things really work, the level of sophistication. I know a lot of people picture a guy eating a sandwich there when it starts raining and he's looking at his watch. I might pull the switch later, but it's far more sophisticated than that. A lot of technology and a lot to be proud of there. So I thank DuPage County Water and our museum for putting that on. City Center Beautiful celebration is Saturday the 22nd, downtown Elmhurst, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. City Manager.
Sustainability.
Oh, there's more. Join us for Elmhurst Sustainability Day. That's Wednesday, October 26th, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Elmhurst History Museum Education Center over on Park Avenue. Our sustainability partners include ComEd, the Conservation Foundation, Chicago Region Tree Initiative, City of Elmhurst Public Works, our library, our university, our park district, DuPage Water Commission, Republic Services, Clean Cities Coalition, and Scarce. I believe there's registration available on our website at elmhurst.org/sustainability day. Hope you can make that one. And now, City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one announcement. So we continue to work on the operating budget, and it is our intent to present that to the council on October 24th. So we will start committee of the whole meetings for budget review on October 24th. For those new to it, we would do that after the committee meetings on that night, and then continue on from there until we get through all of the departments.
Very good. Any other reports or recommendations? Alderman Dunn.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to thank the mayor and the city manager. We had a group that I'm involved with, Council of International Programs in Chicago, brought a delegation of Mongolian dignitaries in. They were governors and federal government employees. There was about a half a dozen of them. Sort of a best practices sharing, they came here to Elmhurst, learned how our government works here, were very impressed, and had a lot of interesting questions on how we conduct business here in the city and work towards development and secure public safety, how we got through the pandemic, things like that. So it was quite interesting. I appreciate staff's time in that, and the feedback I got from the group was fabulous. They were extremely impressed and learned a lot from the visit. They also went out to the Republic Services transfer station where all our trash goes when it leaves Elmhurst, because they were quite interested in waste management, and that was a very interesting tour. Not very, it rivals the wastewater treatment plant in terms of aroma, but still very interesting though. Thanks.
Thank you, and that was a good event that you had. I thank you for bringing them here, Alderman Dunn. Any other reports? Item 9, ordinances. Clerk Tamer, please read the ordinance 9.1.
An ordinance waiving bid and authorizing the execution of a design-build agreement with Baxter and Woodman, Inc. and Bowler Construction Company, LLC, joint venture for the water reclamation facility automatic transfer switch improvements project. See item 6.11.
May I have a motion to put item 9.1 before the council? Alderman Brennan, second Alderman Park. Alderman Brennan.
Thank you, Mayor. As you know, this committee has a lot of exciting programs and projects.
You spend a lot of money, I know, but go ahead.
We do. However, this one was, particularly interesting because there's a cash flow positive at the end of this. So the report that we approved this evening for automatic transfer switch, design build, the concept here is the waste, treatment plant, generates biogas. And so there's some opportunities to use that gas in a productive way. Commonwealth Edison, has some credits or incentives for, doing things wisely and considering sustainability. So, at the end of the day, we want to maximize the credit that we would get from Commonwealth Edison. That credit could, be reduced at any point in time. So therefore, in the report, we asked for to also suspend the rules so we could approve the ordinance. But there is a cost savings in year one associated with doing this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Brennan. Any discussion? All right, Clerk Tamer.
Dunn.
Aye.
Hill.
Aye.
Palumski.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Toledo, absent Cahill.
Aye.
Dudera.
Aye.
Park.
Aye.
Conquest, absent. DeVestito.
Aye.
Mulliner. Brennan.
Aye.
Karimis, absent. Deuter.
Aye.
11 ayes, 0 nays, 3 absent.
11 ayes, 0 nays, 3 absent. Ordinance 9.1 passes. On to item 10, other business. Is there any other business to be brought before the council this evening? Alderman Mulliner will be handing out the T-shirts. Thank you. All right, item 11, adjournment. May I have a motion to adjourn? Alderman Park with the motion, second by Alderman Hill. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All any opposed? There are none. We're adjourned. Thank you.